You can go through your day feeling completely normal, eat your usual meals, move around, even try to stay a bit active, and still have your blood pressure quietly rising in the background. Not something you can feel directly, but something your blood vessels are dealing with every single day. Over time, that steady pressure starts to wear them down, making it harder for blood to flow the way it should. And this is where things begin to change. It's often behind heart problems, strokes, even kidney issues, the kind of conditions that seem to come out of nowhere. I've seen people in their 50s walk into a simple checkup, expecting everything to be fine, and then pause for a moment when they see their numbers, because nothing felt different. But something clearly was. What makes this frustrating is what comes next. They're told to change everything at once. Different food, more exercise, take medicine, cut this, avoid that. And it starts to feel overwhelming. So most people push it aside, hoping to deal with it later. But the truth is, it doesn't have to be that way. Your body responds to small, consistent changes much more than extreme ones. And once you understand what's really going on inside, those changes become a lot easier to follow. Stay with me, because I'm going to walk you through simple ways to lower your blood pressure naturally, without turning your daily routine upside down. A few months ago, a man came in for a routine check. He's 57. Nothing unusual about his lifestyle. He eats regular home-cooked meals, takes short walks in the evening, sleeps at a decent time. From his point of view, everything felt normal. He wasn't dealing with any major symptoms, no obvious signs that something was off. So when the nurse wrapped the cuff around his arm and took his blood pressure, he wasn't expecting anything serious. But when the numbers came up, he went quiet for a second, not because he felt sick, but because the reading didn't match how he felt at all. It was higher than it should be. And that moment right there is more common than people think. Because after 50, the body can go through changes quietly. Your blood vessels slowly lose some of their flexibility. They become a bit stiffer than they used to be. So even though your daily routine hasn't changed much, the way your body responds to it has. That same meal, that same level of activity can start to affect your blood pressure differently. He looked at me and said something simple, "But I feel fine." And he meant it. That's what makes this tricky, because when something doesn't interrupt your day, it's easy to believe everything is okay. But inside the body, the pressure was already building. And the longer it stays that way, the more it starts to affect important organs like the heart, brain, and kidneys. Not all at once, but slowly, over time. That's why understanding this early makes such a big difference. Because when you catch it at this stage, small changes can still go a long way. After that conversation, he asked a question a lot of people have in their mind. Does this mean I have to change everything now? And honestly, that's where many people feel stuck. Because the moment they hear high blood pressure, they picture a completely different life. Food they don't enjoy, long workout routines, a long list of things to avoid. And for some people, even the idea of being on medication long-term, and it starts to feel like too much all at once. So instead of starting, they pause. But here's the part that often gets missed. Your blood pressure didn't rise overnight, and your body doesn't expect a complete overhaul to bring it down. It responds to steady, simple signals. To understand this better, think of your blood vessels like soft, flexible tubes. When you were younger, they expanded and relaxed easily, allowing blood to flow smoothly. But as the years go by, those vessels gradually become a bit tighter and less flexible. Not suddenly, just slowly. Now, when blood moves through tighter space, the pressure naturally increases. That's one part of the picture. The second part is how your body holds on to fluid. As you get older, your system can become more sensitive to things like salt and stress. So instead of releasing extra fluid easily, it holds on to more than it needs. That extra fluid adds more volume inside those already tighter vessels, and that's what pushes the pressure higher. So it's not just one thing. It's a combination of slightly tighter blood vessels, a bit more fluid than needed, and daily habits that quietly add up over time. And this is exactly why extreme changes aren't necessary, because small adjustments can directly affect these same mechanisms. Open the vessels a little, reduce the extra fluid, calm the internal stress signals, and the pressure begins to ease. That's the approach we're going to take. Not changing your whole life overnight, but adjusting a few key things that your body already responds to. Now, let's go through them, starting from the ones people often overlook, all the way to the most powerful one at the end. Number 5, how you start your morning. Not a full routine, not anything complicated, just the first 10-15 minutes after you wake up. Most people get out of bed, go straight into their day, maybe reach for their phone, or rush into tasks. But inside your body, something else is happening during that time. When you wake up, your system naturally shifts from a resting state to a more active one. Your heart rate begins to rise, your blood vessels adjust, your body prepares to move. Now, if that transition happens too quickly, especially after 50, it can create a sudden increase in pressure inside your blood vessels. Not something you notice directly, but something your body feels. And when this happens day after day, it adds up. So instead of rushing that process, you want to ease into it. A simple way to do that is this. When you wake up, sit at the edge of your bed for a minute or two. Let your body adjust. Take a few slow breaths. Nothing forced, just steady. Then stand up gently and give yourself a few moments before moving into full activity. It may seem small, but this gives your blood vessels time to open gradually, instead of reacting all at once. Another helpful addition here is light movement. Not exercise, just gentle motion. A short walk around your room, stretching your arms, rolling your shoulders. This helps your circulation wake up smoothly. Blood starts flowing more evenly. Your vessels respond better, and that early pressure spike becomes less intense. Over time, this simple habit supports a more stable pattern throughout the day. No pressure on your schedule, no drastic change. Just a different way of starting. Number 4, the salt you don't see. When people hear reduce salt, they often think it just means not adding too much while cooking. But that's usually not where the real problem is. The bigger impact often comes from the salt that's already inside everyday foods. Things like bread, packaged snacks, canned foods, seasoning mixes, even some sauces. You don't taste it as salty, but your body still receives it. And this is where it starts to affect your blood pressure. Remember earlier we talked about how your body can hold on to extra fluid? Salt plays a big role in that. When there's more salt in your system, your body tries to balance it by holding on to more water. That extra water increases the volume of blood moving through your vessels. And when there's more volume inside the same space, the pressure naturally rises. Now combine that with blood vessels that are already a bit tighter with age, and it becomes easier for that pressure to stay elevated. The key here is not to remove salt completely. Your body actually needs a certain amount to function properly. It's about becoming more aware of where it's coming from and gently reducing the excess. A simple way to start is this. Pay attention to foods that come in packets, tins, or ready-made form. You don't have to eliminate them. Just reduce how often you rely on them. When possible, lean a bit more toward fresh foods, things you can see and recognize. If you cook, you can also adjust gradually. Not all at once, just a little less salt than usual, allowing your taste to adapt over time. Another small shift that helps is using natural flavor instead of depending only on salt. Things like garlic, onions, herbs, lemon, they bring out taste in a different way without adding extra pressure inside the body. This isn't about restriction, it's about balance. Because even a small reduction in excess salt can help your body release some of that extra fluid, and that alone can begin to ease the pressure. Number 3, the kind of stress your body carries quietly. Not the obvious kind. Not big emotional moments or sudden pressure. I'm talking about the low, constant tension that stays in the background of your day. Thinking about bills, worrying about family, replaying conversations, feeling like your mind never really settles. From the outside, everything looks calm, but inside your body, it's a different story. When your brain senses ongoing stress, even mild, it sends signals that keep your body slightly alert. Your heart beats a little faster. Your blood vessels tighten a bit. Your system stays in a ready mode. This response is useful in short bursts, but when it becomes constant, your blood vessels don't get enough time to fully relax. And over time, that steady tension contributes to higher pressure. Now here's where it becomes important. Most people try to remove stress completely, but that's not realistic. Life doesn't work that way. What does help is giving your body short moments where it can reset. Even a few minutes can make a difference. Something as simple as this. Sit comfortably, breathe in slowly through your nose, and let the exhale be slightly longer than the inhale. No need to count perfectly, just a calm, steady rhythm. When you do this, your body receives a different signal. Instead of staying alert, it begins to relax. Your blood vessels respond by easing open. Your heart rate slows slightly, and the internal pressure begins to settle. Another option is stepping away from distractions for a few minutes. No phone, no noise, just a quiet pause. It gives your system space to come down from that constant on state. These moments may seem small, but done consistently, they help your body spend more time in a relaxed state than a tense one. And that shift matters. Because blood pressure is not just about what you eat or how much you move. It's also about the signals your body is receiving throughout the day. Number 2, sitting for too long without movement. This one catches a lot of people off guard because it doesn't feel harmful. Sitting is part of everyday life. Watching TV, working, resting, even socializing. Hours can pass without much movement, and it feels completely normal. But inside your body, something begins to slow down. Your blood flow. When you sit for long periods, especially without shifting or standing up, circulation becomes less active. Blood tends to move more slowly through your vessels, particularly in the lower part of your body. Now, when blood isn't flowing as smoothly, your vessels don't expand and relax the way they should. They stay a bit more narrowed than usual. And when vessels stay narrowed, pressure inside them can rise. It's not about one long sitting session. It's the pattern over the day, repeated again and again. That's what starts to affect your blood pressure over time. The good thing is, this is one of the easiest things to improve, not by exercising harder, but simply by moving more often. A simple approach is this. Every 30 to 45 minutes, just stand up. Walk around for a minute or two. Stretch your legs. Roll your shoulders. Shift your body a bit. That small movement does something important. It helps push blood back into circulation. Your vessels respond by opening more, and flow becomes smoother again. Even something as simple as walking while talking on the phone, or standing for a few minutes during TV breaks, can make a difference. You're not adding effort to your day. You're just breaking up stillness. And that alone helps your body regulate pressure more naturally. Number 1, what you drink and when you drink it. This one seems simple on the surface, but it has a direct effect on how your body manages pressure throughout the day. As we talked about earlier, your blood pressure is influenced by fluid inside your system. Too much fluid, especially when your body is already holding on to it, can increase pressure inside your blood vessels. But here's where many people get it wrong. They either don't drink enough water during the day, or they drink most of it late in the evening. Both patterns can work against your body. When you don't drink enough during the day, your body goes into a kind of hold-on mode. Instead of releasing fluid easily, it starts conserving it, and that can contribute to higher pressure over time. On the other hand, when most of your fluids come later in the day, your body doesn't have enough time to process and balance it properly. It can affect how your system regulates itself overnight and carry into the next day. So the goal here is balance, not forcing large amounts of water, but spreading it out naturally across your day. A simple way to do this is start your morning with a glass of water. Not rushed, just part of your routine. Then continue taking small amounts throughout the day. Instead of waiting until you feel very thirsty, by the evening, you can slow it down a bit, so your body has time to settle. This steady pattern helps your system stay balanced. Your body becomes less likely to hold on to excess fluid. Your circulation stays smoother, and your blood vessels respond better. Another thing to be mindful of here is what you drink regularly. Sugary drinks, very salty beverages, or too much caffeine can all influence how your body handles fluid and pressure. You don't have to remove them completely, but becoming aware of how often they show up in your day can help you adjust gradually. Now, if you're already taking medication for your blood pressure, these small habits don't replace that, but they work alongside it. They support your body in a natural way, making it easier to manage things over time. And for those not on medication, these same changes can make a meaningful difference early on. So when you look at everything we've covered, nothing here requires you to change your entire life. You're not starting over. You're adjusting a few key moments in your day. How you begin your morning, where your salt is coming from, how your body handles stress, how often you move, and how you stay hydrated. Each one may seem small on its own, but together, they guide your body in a better direction. And that's how real change happens. Not all at once, but step by step. If this helped you, I'd like you to do something simple. Which one of these feels easiest for you to start with? Just pick one and write it in the comments. I read them, and it also helps others see what's working. And if you found this useful, you can support the channel by liking the video and subscribing for more simple, clear health guidance like this. And if someone comes to mind while you are watching this, feel free to share it with them. It might be exactly what they need right now.